One of the main locations in House of the Dragon is Harrenhal. Prince Daemon Targaryen lived in Harrenhal for a fair amount of time during the Dancing of the Dragons. His mental state began to rapidly deteriorate ever since he moved into the castle. Eventually, the rogue prince would perish inside the boundaries of Harrenhal at God's Eye. Although many people think the castle is cursed, it is said that Harrenhal is at least haunted. In the first episode of Game of Thrones, Arya and Gendry were taken prisoner in Harrenhal by Lannister soldiers who were looking for Brotherhood members. The fans were instantly filled with dread upon seeing the castle's ruins. It's not unreasonable to connect the fortress with paranormal activity. And how real is the curse of Harrenhal in a world where magic and dragons abound? Superstition isn't Daemon Targaryen's favorite thing. Although magic is theoretically in his blood, he doesn't believe in ghosts or other unexplained forces. Daemon strode into Harrenhal with his trademark swagger. He was forewarned by Sir Simon Strong about strangeness occurring within the castle. The rest of the Strong family claimed that Sir Harwin and Lord Lionel Strong perished in a fire, despite the fact that the castle was so wet that they occasionally had trouble keeping the hearths toasty. Following the passing of his father and brother, Lord Larys Strong assumed the mantle of head of House Strong and Lord of Harrenhal. He had a reason for killing his father, but in Harrenhal, fire seems like an odd way to kill someone, as Sir Simon Strong pointed out. It would have made more sense to choose poison. The way that Harren's line ends, and Sir Simon Strong speaks of Balerion, suggests that there may be a dark and magical element at play in the deaths of Lionel and Harwin Strong. Daemon has been experiencing hallucinations ever since relocating to Harrenhal, driven mad by his darkest secrets and past choices. It began with persistent nightmares and grew worse until it became difficult to recall past events. Daemon's mental state is rapidly getting worse. It appears that Harrenhal has in fact had some strange effect on him, as he is not easily swayed and has no prior history of visions or prophecies. Alice Rivers discloses in Season 2, Episode 4, that Daemon's bed is constructed of weirwood trees, which are the source of Daemon's nightmares. In Westeros, weirwood trees are revered. The children of the forest think that the old gods could see through the faces carved into the trees, and that weirwoods are home to the gods. Greenseers such as Bran Stark have the ability to see into the past and the present by peering through the eyes of trees. Perched atop God's Eye and the Isle of Faces, which is supposedly blanketed in weirwoods, is Harrenhal. The sacred trees were felled for rafters and beams when the castle was being built. Harren the Black took 40 years to construct the castle at Harrenhal. The Ironborn ruled over both the Riverlands and Iron Island. Harren chose to erect a monument for himself, since he wasn't happy with his family's initial home. But in the process, he destroyed the Riverlands economy and forced the majority of its residents to work as slaves to construct the largest castle in all of Westeros. According to one legend, Harren used blood magic by mixing human blood with the building's mortar. Whether or not that story is accurate, the harsh working conditions caused a great deal of deaths along the way and went down in the bloody history of the castle. Several of the houses that once called Harrenhal home have vanished since Harren's family perished. It is well known that Harrenhal is a cursed place where houses meet their demise, even though the end of their lines may have more to do with the ongoing fighting in the Seven Kingdoms. House Hoare left Harrenhal, followed by House Coharis. But House Coharis was destroyed when Gargan the Guest was taken from the castle and castrated. After that, Harrenhal joined House Harroway. Talk of Harrenhal's curse began when King Maegor Targaryen essentially killed them. Harrenhal was claimed by Daemon Targaryen. After spending some time in Harrenhal, Daemon met his demise in fire and blood, as prophesied by Alice Rivers, during a duel between the two of them over God's Eye, which is surrounded by Harrenhal. House Lothston and House Whent also met their demise upon claiming the castle, following Daemon. King Joffrey Baratheon bestowed Harrenhal upon Lord Peter Baelish in Game of Thrones. But before transferring Littlefinger's body to Harrenhal, Arya killed him for betraying House Stark in Winterfell. The castle is, in theory, owned by House Baelish. Littlefinger, however, was the founder and last of House Baelish, since he left no heir.